Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, today we're diving into 10 mind-bending realities of the American landscape. Seriously, if I told you some of these facts out of context, you'd probably think I was pitching a sci-fi movie. But every single thing we're going to cover today is 100% real. The United States is just one of the most geographically and culturally diverse countries on Earth, packed full of these incredible surprises that even the most hardcore geography buffs rarely know about. Let's jump right in.
Picture this. You're trying to play a casual game of basketball outside at midnight, and it is broad daylight. Now take that and juxtapose it with shivering in the snow while standing in the hottest desert on the planet. We're going to see exactly how these impossible extremes actually manage to exist within the exact same country, and what that reveals about the sheer wildness of the natural world.
To make sense of it all, here's our agenda. First, surviving extreme environments. Second, America's astonishing scale. Third, bizarre geological wonders. And fourth, the ultimate American paradox. Okay, let's dive into our first theme, surviving extreme environments. From endless days to indoor towns. Kicking things off at number 10, the northern Alaskan town of Utqiagvik experiences the midnight sun. Starting in mid-May, the sun literally does not set for 65 days straight. You could go fishing, take a walk, or run errands at midnight under a totally bright, sunny sky. It completely redefines what a normal day feels like. But, nature demands balance. So this is contrasted sharply by the winter months when the town plunges into complete uninterrupted darkness. The sun just doesn't rise above the horizon for weeks on end. It's an incredible, beautiful test of human endurance. Moving down the coast for fact number 8, we find Whittier, Alaska. Because the winter weather here is so incredibly harsh, almost the entire population lives inside one single 14-story building called Begich Towers. It's essentially a whole town under one roof. The building has their apartments, a post office, a grocery store, all the essential services. Residents can literally go about their entire daily routine, going to work, buying food, mailing letters, without ever stepping foot outside into the freezing cold. It's a fascinating look at human adaptation. Now for fact number 7. We're swinging wildly from the freezing north all the way down to Death Valley, California, 130 degrees Fahrenheit. It's globally famous for being one of the hottest, most unforgiving places on Earth. This sweltering desert basin seems entirely inhospitable to life, really pushing the absolute limits of what a landscape can endure. But here is the ultimate paradox. Despite hitting those 130-degree peaks under very specific weather conditions, this scorching desert actually receives snowfall, a freezing white blanket of snow completely covering one of the hottest, driest desert floors on the planet. It's an absolutely unbelievable visual. It just proves how wildly unpredictable the American climate can be, turning everything we think we know completely upside down. Moving on to Section 2, America's astonishing scale. Massive trees, infinite corn, and endless roads. Fact number 9 takes us deep into California's Sierra Nevada mountains, home to the General Sherman tree. This isn't just a big tree. It's the largest tree on Earth by volume. It weighs an estimated 2.7 million pounds. That's just massive. But even more staggering is its age. It's over 2,000 years old, meaning this living, breathing organism was already ancient when the Roman Empire was at its absolute height. Standing next to it makes human history feel like a mere blink of an eye. Shifting gears from nature's scale to agriculture, fact number 6 reveals the staggering reality of American farming. The U.S. produces billions of bushels of corn annually. To put that massive volume into perspective, if you divided up all the corn grown in the U.S. in a single year, every single person in the country would receive thousands of ears of corn. And it's not just for eating, right? This massive yield fuels our cars, feeds our livestock, and is processed into countless everyday products that quietly run the modern world. Which brings us to fact number 5, human infrastructure matching the sheer scale of the landscape. The U.S. road network, connecting massive cities, remote deserts, ancient forests, and coastlines, stretches over 4 million miles. That distance is enough to wrap around the entire circumference of the Earth more than 160 times. So next time you think your morning commute is a drag, just imagine driving that distance. It is a staggering testament to how deeply connected this vast landmass truly is. All right, Section 3, Bizarre Geological Wonders. Shifting islands, towering dunes, and volcano lakes. Fact number 4 shows us that the state of Hawaii is literally on the move. Because it sits right on top of volcanic hotspots deep beneath the Pacific Ocean and the Earth's tectonic plates are constantly moving,
The Hawaiian Islands physically shift slightly every single year. They're practically sailing across the ocean floor. This means in the distant future, their exact position on Earth is going to be noticeably different than it is today. The ground beneath our feet is far more alive than we realize.
Coming in at number 3, we're heading over to Colorado's Great Sand Dunes National Park. The dunes here reach a towering 750 feet high, making them the absolute tallest in North America. Standing at the base of these massive, shifting mountains of sand, you'd swear you were right in the middle of the Sahara Desert, not in a state globally famous for the snowy Rocky Mountains. It's a total geographical optical illusion.
Fact number 2 takes us up to Oregon, mapping out the incredible timeline of Crater Lake. Thousands of years ago, a towering, massive volcano stood right here. Then, following a violently explosive eruption, the volcano completely collapsed in on itself, leaving behind this giant empty basin. Over millennia, rain and snowmelt slowly filled it up, and today it holds some of the clearest and deepest water in the entire world. The blue color of this lake is so vibrant and pure, it honestly looks completely unreal to the naked eye. Finally, we arrive at the climax of our explainer. Section 4, the ultimate American paradox, the surprising reality of language. For our number 1 most surprising fact, we're looking at culture. The United States has absolutely no official language at the federal level. Because English is so globally dominant in media, business, and daily life, almost everyone naturally assumes it's legally mandated, but federal law designates no official national language whatsoever. For a country with such massive global cultural influence, this absence of an officially recognized language at the federal level is a profound and fascinating paradox that speaks to the very foundation of how the nation was built.
From towns plunged into weeks of total darkness, to ancient trees heavier than buildings, to an incredibly vast nation with no official language, the extremes are literally everywhere. So I gotta ask, which of these 10 facts surprised you the most? It really makes you wonder, what else might you be assuming about the world that isn't quite true? Never stop questioning what you think you know. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer.